By now, you've probably seen all your favorite YouTubers talking about the biggest problems plaguing this game. In today's video, we'll be analyzing all the pros and cons and rating it on a 1 to 10 scale, with 10 being the highest. I'll start with the multiplayer, then follow it up with a quick spoiler-free review of the campaign. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. See, I like to consider myself the more optimistic one in the group, but it'd be pretty naive to disregard all the issues in this game. Granted, there is still a ton of fun to be had playing Modern Warfare, so we can start with what they did right in multiplayer. As soon as you fire up a game of multiplayer, you jump into a beautiful, well-crafted Call of Duty experience from a purely aesthetic standpoint. The way the guns sound, the way the bullets bounce off the pavement, the way the players move and the motions of each movement, it really shows the time that went into developing all these things, and it all pays off at the end. Gunplay is a huge pro in this game as well, and arguably one of the biggest reasons that hold this game up. It would be pretty tough to say this game would be as popular if the gunplay was the same as you find in Black Ops 4. So I'm pretty happy that they revamped the gunplay. It definitely made the experience a lot more smoother, but we'll talk about that later in the video. Outside of gameplay and aesthetics, the devs over at Modern Warfare put a really big emphasis on grinding and putting in the hours for this game. It takes quite a lot of time to unlock everything the game has to offer. I mean, I'm level 120, I believe, with a day and a half played, and I have like nothing unlocked. I have gold M4, I have maybe 35 of the officer challenges out of the 100 done, and that goes to show that the game has a lot of stuff for us to unlock. It offers one of the best progression systems yet in a Call of Duty game, maybe in any FPS game to date, with over 40 to 70 levels per gun, 100 plus camos per weapon, 100 plus officer ranks after you hit the cap of level 55. This is a game that will have you grinding non-stop to only find out you're a quarter of the way through. So if you want an FPS game with a ton of content, you will not be disappointed over here at Modern Warfare. At times though, I do feel a bit overwhelmed with how much content and unlocks there are, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It just means that we'll have to be spending a lot of time playing this game, which I could see a future of Battle Pass shortcuts being added into the game because of that. Let's just hope that the grind stays the same and the unlocks stay the same way throughout the life of the game. Now moving on to the customization portion of the game, Modern Warfare offers a wonderful customization system, though at times I feel it can be very confusing and rather unnecessary with certain attachments. The game doesn't force you to run only one type of build for each gun. The player has the choice to run a stealth class, a running gun class, a long range build, whatever their heart desires. Certain attachments will affect sprinting and aiming, while others affect things like recoil, so you can really build a gun the way you like it, the way you want it to be. If you want a gun that's 70-30 blend of running and aiming and recoil, all that good stuff. The customization in this game is endless in terms of what you can do with each weapon. We don't have an idea of how the operator customization looks since we have no way to customize them yet, and there is no content on operators at the moment. The game's multiplayer manages to take me on a roller coaster ride up and down, with some games I find with huge enjoyment and others I find almost intolerable with the amount of players who choose to camp their life away. The multiplayer portion of Modern Warfare needs a bit more consistency to be great, and I'll elaborate on that in the upcoming section right now. These are the dreaded reasons that this game sits and laughs and makes fun of us. The game itself has so many fundamental flaws that really hold it back from being one of the greatest Call of Duty titles to date, which I believe it can win that title, but it needs some work, and here's why. If we jump right into the beautiful multiplayer, the scenery and gunplay get dwarfed by the overwhelming issues that plague the multiplayer experience. From the super loud and oftentimes confusing footsteps to little Timmy hiding inside a box with an M4, there's a lot that we have to talk about today. Right off the bat, when you hop into Modern Warfare, you will notice it has some of the loudest footsteps and the dumbest, most brain-dead operators I've ever seen. Your character will literally yell callouts in front of enemies like you didn't just spend 5 minutes trying to get to the other side of the map quietly, only to get killed because your operator decided to yell that he's reloading. I'd really like to see a fix for this. Maybe make it where your operator will give you callouts if there's a teammate nearby who can cover your ass when they decide to turn on you because they heard you. Not to mention that camping is a plague, an incessant amount of rampant camping in this game, which honestly is in part due to the footsteps and the really awkward map design. Modern Warfare's base game has very few maps that really stick out, and you can make an argument for being a map that'll live down and make it to other games. Maybe you can make an exception to Gunrunner. Gunrunner is a pretty fun map, but the rest of them are just too damn big and they have way too many crevices for people to sit in and hide it and pick you off. Your only bet would be to use Dead Silence to sneak up on them, but what do you know, Dead Silence in this game does not work, and it is a field order, not a perk. I do like the fact that when you get a kill with Dead Silence, it refreshes back to max, but I really think Dead Silence should be a perk because of the very loud footsteps in the game. If they were to nerf the footsteps, I guess you can keep it as a field order. Piggybacking off the maps, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the maps offer a lot of long-range sightlines with many windows and cracks in between that make pushing very difficult. But I do know a few of you will tell me in the comment section that I should play more tactically, that is your response to the campers. I will tell you this, I made a video, check it out, it's in the description down below, where I went to quite elaborate details on how to counter campers who decide to just sit in corners. So if you haven't checked it out, be sure to check it out in the description down below. But back to the topic at hand, the maps in this game are just very bland. They don't stick out as much. They're way too dull and boring. There isn't one map, but like I said, besides Gunrunner, where it comes on the screen and I say, oh man, let's play Gunrunner, I'm super excited. Oh yeah, let's play Azir Cave. I love Azir Cave. Matter of fact, the maps that I see pop up are almost always the maps where we back out of because we literally hate every map except Gunrunner, maybe Hackney Yard. So I would really like to see a bit of an improvement on the maps in this game for future DLC. Things like Terminal, High Rise, those are one of the greatest maps to ever come out of a Call of Duty game. High Rise is my favorite map of all time. So I'd really like to see some of those classic maps come back. That might be the saving grace for maps in this game. You will find me in DLC Mosh Pit all day, every day. Moving away from maps and campers, it seems like a few people are talking about this, but skill-based matchmaking seems to be alive and well in this game, to the point where I carry a bucket next to me to catch all the sweat. This is clearly a very disliked matchmaking method, and I really don't know why Infinity Ward decides to keep pushing it. The entire community, majority of the community, hates skill-based matchmaking, and I really wish they went back to a connection-based matchmaking system because it works a lot better. Let's just hope they fix that in the near future update like they did with Advanced Warfare. On to the last topic in regards to multiplayer, there has been an ongoing argument about netcode issues in this game. I don't want to confirm or deny it, but I will say that there are times where I'm left scratching my head wondering how the hell I died, or why my bullets, in Talos' name, why my bullets went through the enemy when I clearly shot them. I will keep my eyes open for anything that resembles netcode issues in the game, and I'll make sure to keep you all informed. Getting into the campaign review, I'm going to make this really quick and simple for you guys without spoiling anything because I want you all to play it and enjoy it. The campaign and my impressions on this portion of the game are very high. The campaign is probably one of the best I've played in any game. It really captures your attention from the very start, and it throws you into the lives of the less fortunate and makes you sympathize for them and the people who go through these hardships every day. From decisions that are easy to make to ones that will have you pondering if you did the right thing, Modern Warfare's only flaw in the campaign is that it's not long enough. So this is the part of the video where we get to rating the game, starting with the multiplayer. Call of Duty Modern Warfare's multiplayer is like that annoying stepchild that you want to hate but can't. The game shows a ton of promise but falls short in a few categories. For that reason, I rate the multiplayer experience a generous 6 out of 10 with hopes that they change a few of the annoyances in game. I really debated on giving this multiplayer 5.5, but I will give it a 6 because they're trying something new. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they fix this over the long run, but for the time being, a 6 out of 10 is justifiable for this game. On the other hand, the campaign is a flawless 10 out of 10 masterpiece that will want you begging for more when you're done. Like I said, I really wish it was longer so I can play it more, but I'm waiting for the second part. Hats off to Infinity Ward for this perfectly executed piece of work, and like always, keep it pushing when it comes to your campaigns. They've always been one of my favorite to date. But that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please be sure to slap a like. Go ahead and comment down below what your impressions are of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I will be actually doing a code giveaway for the operator packs I had for an extra copy. Follow me on Twitter and send me a DM saying that you want to be entered in the giveaway. It's a little short giveaway, and I'll pick a winner sometime this week. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. It gets you updates every time that I post a video. And like always, I'll catch you guys in the next Almost Under episode. Peace.